Good morning. Today we're going to be taking off from Sandpoint, Idaho, and we are going to be continuing down to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Should be about a 20-minute flight, I would assume. It shouldn't take too long. It's a beautiful area in North Idaho. So we're going to be taking off to the north. We're going to make a right-hand turn and head down towards Coeur d'Alene. So everything's all set. Let's get going. We're flying the Cirrus SR22 for this flight. 50 knots. I rotate at about 70 knots, light rotate. The nose on this aircraft comes up pretty quickly. Gonna pitch up to about 10 degrees. I think that's a ski resort up there on that mountain. Alright, take the flaps out. Lower the nose a little bit. Let's turn on that autopilot.
Engaging autopilot.
Seattle Center, Cirrus November 89er Alpha Charlie Tree, is type Cirrus SR22 1 miles northeast of Kilo Sierra Zulu Tango 2,800 feet. Request, flight following.
Cirrus November 89er Alpha Charlie Tree, Seattle Center. Squawk 2013.
Squawk 2013 Cirrus, Alpha Charlie Tree.
Cirrus Alpha Charlie Tree radar contact 2 miles northeast of Kilo Sierra Zulu Tango 3,400 feet. Altimeter 30.13.
Roger Cirrus, Alpha Charlie Tree.
You can see the GPS updated the waypoint, so we should be heading down to Coeur d'Alene now. We'll be cruising at about 5,000 feet for this flight. Let's get a nice view. It's a nice morning here. A few clouds out there over the lake. There's Sandpoint Airport, the airport we took off from. Almost at that 5,000 foot range where we'll be cruising. Bring back the power a bit. Let's also set the mixture here. So when you pull back the mixture, what you really want to be looking at is the fuel flow. You see it going in the green there. We're going to line it up right in the middle there at about 15, 16 gallons per hour, as you can see right here in this area. Nice sunny morning here. I'm so impressed by this game. I mean, I know it's a simulator and it really pushes the limits, but it's still spectacular when you're up here flying. It's really mind-blowing. Zoom out the map a bit so you can see it says about 10 minutes ETA on our flight. And we're going to be flying just south here down to KCOE or Coeur d'Alene Airport here in Idaho. So we're showing about 5 degrees Celsius. What's interesting about this plane, you can turn on the heat and you can even adjust the fan if you like. The defrost settings do not work, but I'll give it to them. It's pretty impressive that you can do that. Gorgeous morning here. You can see the river flowing out of the lake. Just a great sunrise over the mountains there. Looks like we'll be passing right underneath this cloud. I'm sorry, right above this cloud, rather. Have to get my spatial awareness lined up. Let's see here. So on this Garmin, we can go ahead and add our winds. First, I like option 3. We can see we have a direct headwind almost that we're flying into, only off by a few degrees.
Cirrus Alpha Charlie tree contact Spokane approach on 1 tree 2.1. Good day.
Going to 1 tree, 2.1 Cirrus, Alpha Charlie tree. Spokane approach Cirrus November, 89er Alpha, Charlie tree 5,000 feet. Cirrus November, 89er Alpha Charlie tree. Spokane approach altimeter tree 0.16 continue as planned.
If you look here in the airplane, see the oxygen tank back there as well as the rudder. Just a great looking airplane, great flying airplane. It's a little twitchy in the simulator, but you know, I haven't flown one in real life, so I would assume it would be quite similar. About halfway there now, about 5 minutes remaining on the flight. freeway down there, or highway. About 8 miles away now. About 2 minutes and 40 seconds at our current speed. So we get down to about 5 miles. We'll start our slight descent here. Pull back the power. Seems to be some logging activity over on that hill. Alright, so we're about 6 miles. I think I can just make out the airport lights out there. So what I think I'm going to do is just disengage the autopilot, manually fly it from here on in. Bring the mixture full rich again. Preparation for landing. Again, pulling back the power slightly. I do have the AI operating the radios, however they're not great. But I'd rather prefer them do it, just instead of me doing it, so I can sit back and enjoy the flight, especially on these tours here in the morning. But before we take off, did set the landing runway at the active runway, which was runway 20, which we'll be landing on here. You can see it right there. Bring back the power a bit more. Get the airplane slowed down. About 2 miles away now. Bring it back nearly to idle as we slow down. If we look down here, flaps at 50% comes in at 119 and 100% at 104. So we'll keep that in mind. Little turbulent out here this
Kilo Charlie
morning.
Oscar Echo Traffic Cirrus November 89er Alpha Charlie Tree 4 miles northeast 4,100 feet inbound to land runway 20.
Oh, they did do the radio call. Very nice. Beautiful little cloud over there. Ooh, quite turbulent. Bringing those flaps are a little high, but that should slow us down a bit. Go ahead and bring those second notch of flaps in. Watch our speed. Still a bit high as we're coming in here. It's alright, it's a long runway we can easily correct. It is a little turbulent as well. I think I'd rather be a little high when it's turbulent. And over right about 80 knots. And reduce the throttle to idle. pull up just so we see the end of the runway there, and wait for it to land. There we go. Landed here in Coeur d'Alene. Let's go ahead and bring it here to a stop right on the runway. Perfect. Let's put in that emergency brake. Wonderful. Well, thank you for flying with me today, and hope to see you in the next one.